Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today, I would like to present another installment, which I'm already considering the third part of the review featuring simple and unpretentious Hoya plants. Despite these characteristics, they can certainly find their rightful place in any collection, including those of beginners who are just getting acquainted with these plants. Not everyone is ready to invest large sums in new additions, but many desire a beautiful climbing plant on their windowsill that requires minimal care and can even bloom. Because many varieties of Hoyas do bloom. Let's start the show with my well-established plant, Hoya Krinkle 8. It is an incredibly cute Hoya featuring boat-shaped leaves with interesting dents. Some leaves even have silvery speckles and splashes. It is a very captivating variety. I acquired this Hoya as a Dutch stem with a small shoot attached to a single node. Despite its initially delicate condition, it has thrived under my care. I have another specimen as well, but this particular one is quite mature. It grows remarkably well even without direct illumination, hanging down above the window. As you may have seen in the review, I have a pipe attached to the ceiling for this purpose. The plant hangs from there and thrives, showing no signs of discomfort. The only thing to be cautious about is not to let it dry out excessively, which I sometimes unintentionally do. As you can see, it has a young leaf that appears slightly lighter, but as they mature, they turn greener, with some having a brownish tinge. Overall, it is a beautiful variety that is simple, affordable, and inexpensive. Despite its unassuming nature, it possesses a certain charm. I have had it for many years, and I have no intention of parting ways with such simple but lovely varieties. So that concludes our discussion of Hoya Krinkle 8. Moving on to the next Hoya. This is Hoya Obovata variegata. This is the variety I have. It is also quite mature. The only drawback is that when it is not watered sufficiently, its young leaves do not grow round but become twisted. Interestingly, it always seems to coincide with the period when we turn off the heating and the plant starts to grow actively. Recently, during the cold spring, the temperature in the apartment dropped significantly, and that's when it began to grow. Now it already has young shoots, as you can see. Worried about the possibility of rotting, I decided to let it dry a bit. Fortunately, it responded well. I also have another new variety that I almost forgot to mention, similar to a compactu or something else. It started to exhibit some peculiar growth patterns, but overall it still produces beautiful leaves. I appreciate it, especially when it is not dried out excessively. In that case, it develops into a beauty with round saucer-like leaves, including some large ones that resemble a magnificent monster. It's an old but beautiful plant. There was an assumption in the comments that perhaps the deformities in the leaves are caused by low humidity in the room. However, I want to clarify that I never have low humidity in the apartment, so I tend to believe it is due to drying out. I was concerned about it becoming overly dry, fearing it would rot. So that sums it up. In short, it is a beauty. It's truly beautiful, and I adore it. The colors are vibrant and captivating. Unfortunately, my Hoyas don't bloom very often. Whenever they start forming buds, I always find myself needing to move or rearrange something urgently, and as a result, they drop all the buds. Well, it happens. I've shown everything now, and I'll present more of my beautiful plants. This is my beloved Hoya Villosa, which has long leaves. I've shown it before, but in the context of this video review, I feel compelled to showcase it once again. It's an older variety, but incredibly low maintenance and stunning. The leaves are covered in fine hairs and can vary in length. It somewhat resembles the new variety Hoya caudata or something similar with its rounded leaf shape. This one is Hoya villosa. Overall, it's a beauty. Someone commented that it might be Villosa, and others mentioned a Hoya globulosa. I don't know about abroad, but here Hoya globulosa is a different variety. While they may look similar, their leaf shapes are distinct. I don't have Hoya globulosa. I'm not particularly fond of it. I'm content with Hoya villosa alone. It has a unique leaf shape and a different texture. So this is Hoya villosa. It's remarkable. Look at the veins. The fine hairs are right here. They feel delightful to touch. It's an ideal choice for beginners. It grows rapidly and doesn't require additional lighting. Amazing, isn't it? I haven't provided proper support for it yet because it started growing so quickly after a recent trim that I haven't had a chance to find a suitable trellis. But here is my recommendation for beginners of variegated Hoya. I showcased this Hoya Erythrina not long ago, but it's certainly worth featuring in this review of easy to care for, undemanding Hoyas. This is Hoya Erythrina, or so the girls have told me. They mentioned it has long leaves, but honestly, I'm not entirely sure. It hasn't bloomed yet, so I can't confirm its exact type. It boasts beautiful veins and thrives in sunlight. Take a look. Here's a young leaf that appears darker. Isn't it quite long? The leaves have fascinating speckles. It grows quickly and doesn't require extra light. In short, it's a beauty. This is another one. Impressive, right? It roots quickly, just like Hoya villosa. These Hoyas I'm presenting are precisely suited for beginners. They establish roots easily, grow effortlessly, and require minimal attention. They're all stunning. Beautiful, aren't they? It's hard to find the right words. They're all beautiful to me. By the way, these are young leaves that haven't been exposed to excessive sunlight, like these here. They're adorable. Now let's move on to Hoya. It's also straightforward to care for and remains stable. This is Hoya Curtissi Splash. I'm showcasing it because I've managed to grow it into braids. It also hangs like the others. As you can see, there is no direct light above the window. Yet, the silver variegation persists. The leaves are exceptionally beautiful. There's also the regular Hoya Curtissi without variegation. It has fewer spots than the Splash variety. Personally, I prefer it. It's a stable variety that thrives without additional lighting. This, by the way, is a regular Hoya Curtissi with speckles. It remains intact even if some leaves have fewer speckles, as you can see on this branch. It quickly produces a row of beautiful leaves. Here, by the way, I'm showing you the hand-sized leaves because some people were surprised by their cuteness. Well, yes, they're slightly larger than Hoya serpens. They're also small-leaved, but they grow rapidly and are incredibly beautiful. You can braid them or shape them however you like. In general, that's it. I appreciate it primarily for its leaves. I grow it solely for its foliage. Those leaves are stunning. This is another one. You could even call them beads, don't you think? There you have it. I will need to plant more cuttings so that I can have a bush on the other side as well. This is a Hoya Curtissi Splash. And this one is Hoya Matilde, another small-leaved Hoya that is very easy to care for. This is a smaller version of it. The larger one, I couldn't remove it from the windowsill. It got tangled up with another Hoya there. Overall, it was quite problematic. This is my regular Hoya Matilde. I really like it. The leaves on this one are simply incomparable, like coins. And there are these beautiful splashes as well. I just got this one as well. The silver Hoya Matilde, as I call it, has a lot of silver on the leaves, but I won't show it in this video because I'm not sure yet how it will grow under natural light. But it's growing well so far. So that's everything I'm showing you. They all grow like this, without any lamps or lights. In short, they're great. Really bright and beautiful. As for this one, it's all in flower stalks. I don't know if it will bloom or not. Well, we'll see. Now let's move on to the beautiful Hoya Macrophylla Albo. It's important not to expose it to very bright light because the leaves can burn and fade. It's better to keep it in the shade or under a lamp if you have the opportunity to provide artificial lighting. But it also grows well on a windowsill with bright but not direct light to avoid burnout. It's absolutely gorgeous. Look at these young leaves. They're quite young and they grow in a reddish color. They're almost cherry-like. It's a very cool variety. I've also tested them with wick watering and it's going well so far. I also have Hoya Macrophylla Pot of Gold, which has reverse variegation in the center, but I can't remember its exact name. I will make a separate video about it. I plan to shoot a video about Hoyas that I consider a bit more demanding. They do well in my care, but I had to find the right approach. I hope you will find it interesting as well. I will show you and tell you about the varieties that, in my opinion, require more attention. All right, let me show you one more Hoya, and that will be enough for today. This is the beauty I call Hoya Minibelle Splash, which is also very easy to care for and beautiful. It doesn't need strong bright light because I've noticed that when exposed to strong light, whether it's from lamps or direct sunlight, the leaves become lighter and the splash pattern is not as vibrant. But it's a very stable variety. I would say it's also affordable and loves to bloom. Look at all the flower stalks. Well, I just tangled it up now so the flower stalks might drop, but that's all right. Okay, I've shown you that. I recommend this variety for beginners as well. Overall, there are many varieties that are easy to care for. The only thing I mentioned is that next time I will try to show you varieties that, in my opinion, are a bit more demanding. All right, next time I will show you the new additions I have and share my impressions. Which ones are more demanding and which ones are not. By the way, look at these beautiful leaves. Absolutely stunning. They're so silver. That's it. Well, I wanted to show you these beauties today and talk about them. Finally, I have a little success and joy. This Hoya I showed you has been with me for a year now. I think it's Hoya IML 1752. It finally started to grow, which brings me joy. It stayed the same for a year, and the leaves even started to wither, which worried me. I mentally said goodbye to it, thinking it had disappeared. But it decided to live, and now it's producing new shoots and leaves. Later, I will share what changes I made in caring for this cutting and my conclusions. Hopefully, it will help someone because I worked on it a bit, let's say. All right, that's enough for now. Thank you all for watching, for your comments, and for your support. I really appreciate it. I would be glad if this video turned out to be useful, and if you liked my Hoyas. I show everything, even the not-so-beautiful ones, to highlight certain details. That's it. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next video.